But as soon as you make it about race, what you're doing is you're polarizing the entire nation, and that allows social media to then feed the flames of discontent.
Please go check out rebelstoreZA.com. Their winter range is now available. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Moments. Real Moments are clips from videos or interviews that I think you might find interesting. I know some of you may not have the time to watch the full hour-long video or interview, so I thought these Real Moments can also double up as a bit of a teaser, if you will. And who knows, maybe if you enjoy this clip, you might want to watch the full video. Links to the full video or interview are always in the description below. Also, if you want to donate to the show, there's a link in the description for you to do just that. You can now contribute to the show for as little as 40 Rand a month via debit order. Also, there are now some exclusive perks if you're a member. T's and C's apply. This is only available through Quicket. Or you can visit my website for various options on how to contribute to the show. Donations are not a must, but they're greatly appreciated and go a long way to supporting the channel. And of course, subscribing is always free. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, here is your real moment.
You actually build audience. It's credibility. And credibility comes from not trying to spin stuff for your audience. Because if you work on the assumption that the audience is smart enough to draw their own conclusions, then give them facts and let them actually trust you that you're providing them with facts. And that's how you actually build credibility with your audience. So there's a lot of stuff that I did that actually pissed off a lot of people and stuff. For example, I told anchors to stop editorializing. People are here to get the news. They're not here for your opinion, much as you might think that your opinion is something significant. That's still the case, wherever you happen to be.
Yeah. I've noticed that. I feel like when you watch the news now, whether any news like SABC, all of them do the same thing. Depending on which side of the coin they're on, they'll kind of say something like, look at what happened in this scenario. It is this man that did X, Y, and Z. So you've already made the audience look at something from a particular set of goggles, if I can put it that way. So when they watch whatever image or footage, they already have taken the anchor's word for what is happening and they run with it in their minds. And I think you're kind of controlling people's perception, and I think that's wrong. Whereas journalism, I would say maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, wasn't like that. They would just stick to the facts. This is what happened, and here's what happened. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, after we've seen that footage, ladies and gentlemen, we found out that we spoke to man X, and he says this is what happened, but we also spoke to man E, who says this is what happened. We're going to get to the bottom of this. They would tell the story like that with facts, and I feel like they don't do that anymore. They're trying to just shove this very left leaning ideologies down our throats.
Yes, I think the problem is that a lot of the people who made their way into journalism ended up coming up through the likes of Rhodes University. From the shithole formerly known as Grahamstown, whatever it's called now. And I guess they were taught this whole idea of crusading journalism. And my entire viewpoint on that, look, I mean, understand that I became a journalist because I got expelled from the University of Durban Westville in 1980. And I was doing a BSc because I wanted to end up in medical school like a good Indian and, do that type of stuff. But, there we are at the time being cast into journalism, at the height of grand apartheid. And, did I have an agenda? Yes, I had an agenda. My agenda was to expose whatever the apartheid government at the time was doing. But did that mean trying to spin stories in a particular direction? No. The easiest thing that you would do is actually just describe the scene that you saw without trying to say, look how terrible this is. I used to give lessons to political organizations at the time, who would issue press statements. And I'd say, guys, come, let me actually school you guys in terms of how to do this stuff. You don't need to say something like, the cold-blooded representative of the white settler regime brutally shot an innocent child in the back.
Yeah, that's a bit hectic.
Just say the policeman shot the child in the back. That's it. It's factual. You're not spinning it. But any reasonable person will say, why the hell is a cop shooting a child in the back? Because,
Exactly.
ultimately that's what you want to get across. Facts matter at that level. But now, of course, we are living in a post-fact world where the way in which you spin things becomes more important than what you're actually reporting on.
Yeah, that's actually something. Sorry, that's actually something I wanted to ask you. Do you think, or in your own personal opinion, do you think that social media and internet has led to the downfall of good journalism?
No, I think bad journalism has led to the downfall of good journalism.
Explain.
Really simply, because as soon as you have the established media who insist on becoming players rather than reporters, then you have a crisis of credibility. And when you have that crisis of credibility, then you end up with declines in journalism. So when you have a scenario where the same publication will take an entirely different spin on a particular subject, depending on the race of the person that's involved, anyone can actually call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
Because, ultimately criminality is criminality, and it should not matter what the race or species is of the perpetrator.
Absolutely.
So that's the downfall of journalism. When you treat George Floyd as an example, with when it becomes a question of tinging it on the basis of race rather than highlighting that this is essentially police brutality. If you're telling a story of police brutality, everyone gets that immediately.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who finds it acceptable that a police officer kneels on a perp's neck for whatever period of time? The answer is no. But as soon as you make it about race, what you're doing is you're polarizing the entire nation. And that allows social media to then feed the flames of discontent, because that means that depending on what access you have to particular clicks on social media, you will follow that which most closely resonates with your own prejudices. I have my own prejudices, and my fundamental prejudice is that I hate most people, irrespective of race or color or creed.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your real moment. This is your second reminder to please subscribe to my channel. Please like and comment below. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this content, please share it with friends and family. Also, check out the Joe Emilio Show Telegram channel. It's a channel, not a group, so you won't be bombarded by weird memes and information. It's really just a notification channel for you to be notified of all my upcoming uploads and live streams. Link is in the description. You can also watch more of my content here or here, somewhere in this general area. Just check it out. You might like it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.